What's up, everybody? Another day, another dollar. Today is Wednesday, May 13th, and here's a quick breakdown of what you need to know today on Wall Street. Starting things off with number one, the main event of the day will be a speech from Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. Investors will watch the comments for any new insight regarding the economy, as well as the plethora of the central bank's lending programs. More importantly, however, we'll be looking for the Fed chairman to talk down the possibility of negative interest rates. Yesterday, President Trump implored the Fed to move rates into negative territory. Last week, bond markets started pricing in negative rates for the first time in history, something which the Fed has opposed numerous times in the past, being on record. So obviously, Powell will likely reiterate what we heard from other central bankers earlier this week as we look to move on from the idea of taking rates into negative territory. On to number two, coronavirus-related headlines will also matter to markets as fears of a second wave of COVID-19 infections start to mount. We saw yesterday Dr. Anthony Fauci kind of push back against the idea of reopening the economy prematurely, warning that we could see a spike in infections in the coming months. So far, around 1.4 million people have been infected in the United States, with more than 83,000 dead. On to number three, stocks on Wall Street look set to bounce back from yesterday's sell-off, with the Dow futures pointing to an opening gain of about 100 points as of last check. With that being said, markets have been volatile and choppy recently, so stay alert to any reversals in sentiment and price action. Yesterday, really, the Dow sold off heavily in the last few minutes of trade. So again, with market conditions being this volatile, stay alert to any headlines which could sway sentiment. On to number four, in earnings news, tech giant Cisco releases its latest results after today's closing bell. Beyond the top and bottom line figures, we'll be looking for comments from management regarding the impact of coronavirus on IT spending. IT spending accounts for about 60% of Cisco's overall sales. Shares are down 7% so far in 2020. So we'll be curious to see if there's something in that report which could spark a turnaround. And finally, number five, over in commodities markets, oil futures are on the back foot this morning as we await weekly supply data from the U.S. Energy Information Administration. The report, due at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time this morning, is expected to show a build of around 4.1 million barrels last week. So that's it for me. May the trading gods be with you. Have a good one, everybody. Stay safe and stay healthy.